Target 12 investigators are looking into another signature scandal. Target 12 has confirmed the Attorney General's office has launched a criminal investigation.
This after the names of dead Rhode Islanders were used on paperwork to form a new political party in the state. Target 12 investigator Tim White's here now with the exclusive details.
The No Labels Party used a Texas-based firm to gather the required 20,000 signatures to form a new political party in Rhode Island, but election officials say some of the names were suspicious and could amount to fraud. When thousands of signatures on petition paperwork for the No Labels Party were dropped off at Cranston City Hall late last year,
we saw a lot of issues.
Director of Elections Nick Lima says there was a problem.
The very first form we looked at to validate had a couple deceased individuals on it.
In all, 17 pages of names were suspicious to Lima and his team, including signatures that didn't match and the names of about a dozen people who are dead. He sent the paperwork to the State Board of Elections. The Attorney General's office confirms for Target 12 they began a criminal probe in the spring. According to the paperwork, some of the people gathering signatures came from out of state, including Texas. The party used a contractor, Advanced Micro-Targeting, to gather the names. A spokesperson for the National No Labels Party said in an email, invalid signatures are not a sign of fraud, since invalidations could be the result of an election board applying an overly strict signature matching standard, but added they support anyone being held accountable who acted improperly. Lima says his office has provided documents to prosecutors.
Fraud is fraud, and we can't accept it or tolerate it in our elections process.
Jamestown election officials also flagged signatures gathered by the No Labels Party. Coming up new at 6, why Lima says this may be a growing problem with signature gathering. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
Target 12 investigators are looking into another signature scandal. I'm Shannon Heggie.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. At 5, we reveal the Attorney General's office has launched a criminal investigation after the names of dead Rhode Islanders were used on paperwork to form a new political party in the state.
New at 6, one election official tells us the way some campaigns gather signatures may be part of the problem. Target 12 investigator Tim White's here now with the exclusive details.
The National No Labels Party used an outside firm to gather signatures late last year, and one city election official says the use of these companies has been growing in recent years.
Goes to the DMV.
Cranston Director of Elections Nick Lima says paperwork to form a new No Labels Party in Rhode Island dropped off to City Hall late last year contained signatures that may have been forged and arguably worse.
The very first form we looked at to validate had a couple deceased individuals on it.
Lima and election officials in Jamestown flagged the problematic paperwork to the state, and Target 12 has confirmed the Rhode Island Attorney General's office has launched a criminal investigation. Lima says the No Label Party used help to gather the required 20,000 signatures to form a new political party.
They hired an outside vendor who actually flew people in to Rhode Island from out of state to get most of these signatures.
Several workers from Texas, according to documents reviewed by Target 12. Lima says in recent years, candidates have gotten away from traditional door knocking to gather names and outsource the task instead.
They're hiring people, or they're getting campaign volunteers to go out there and help them get signatures.
That was the situation with Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos's failed congressional campaign. Now 2 former contractors are facing criminal charges, accused of handing in bad paperwork. They've pleaded not guilty. While Lima says these cases have been in the news lately, there is a positive side.
I think the process is solid because, when these discrepancies happen, we're catching them.
A spokesperson for the National No Labels Party tells Target 12 they used an experienced signature gathering firm but support holding anyone accountable who failed to follow the rules. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.